I've got no idea. I don't think it's going to be successful at all. Ah! In this video, I'm going to be talking all about the breaking bricks we have for sale at Enso Martial Arts. I'm going to talk about what options there are for breaking bricks. I'm going to talk about who would use them, what type of skill level you need to be able to break these things, what styles would use them, and at the end, I'm going to have a bash myself at breaking through it. Hi, my name's Doug Swift. I've been doing martial arts for the past 33 years and the owner of Enso Martial Arts for the past 16 years. If you're liking this video, click the little icon in the bottom right hand corner, subscribe to this channel and get all the latest videos and updates from Enso Martial Arts. So let's get into this video and learn all about the breaking bricks we have for sale at Enso Martial Arts. So these are the not particularly common breaking bricks. Now we do have breaking boards, like the plastic foam covered and like the hardcore plastic ones and wooden ones, which are much more common, but breaking bricks aren't that common. You don't see people using them that often. You don't see them in demonstrations or in classes that often. They're not that common. However, they are a lot of fun, and breaking bricks is kind of like one of the pinnacles in terms of breaking and like destruction in a lot of the different styles. Now some people choose to air break them, some people choose to break them like having been held or put on a stand or something, but these are really tough. Your breaking has got to be really good to be able to get through these. So what's the point of breaking? Why do people practice breaking? Well, I guess it's a really good way to challenge yourself, and it's a really good way to see your progression and to test your power, accuracy and kind of conditioning of your hand in your chosen martial art. So not many styles do it, but it is a really good way to progress through different things, have challenges that are scary and difficult, and you can overcome them. So you get breaking quite a lot in martial arts, and it's a really good way of gauging improvement and overcoming those challenges. Also, smashing through something that's really hard and really difficult is a really nice feeling and gives you a real sense of achievement. Now there are 3 different levels of these. So we get the yellow ones, the blue ones, and there is a red one as well. Now the yellow ones are fairly easy, these are like novice level. The red ones sit in the middle and the blue are like the hardest. I guess it kind of goes in sort of light to dark effectively. Now at the moment in the shop we've struggled getting the red ones, we haven't got them so much, and in the past we have struggled getting the yellow ones. The supply is a bit varied on these bricks, so we always do our best to get in what we can, but at the time you're watching, if you want to buy some, just check the website and see what the availability is like. We are always working to try and get better supply at Enso and try and get better supply lines so we can stock all the things we want to sell. But yeah, like I say, at the moment the red ones just seem a little bit hard to get our hands on. So why would you want a breaking brick? What's the point of buying this like over a board? Well, in terms of breaking this, you've got to be way more accurate, much harder. So if you have a look at my hands, if you're holding this thing, nice like support holding for a training partner, there's not that much distance in the middle. It's about a fist's width or just over a fist width. So if you're holding this someone, they've got to be so accurate to not punch your fingers in. Now also with this, because it's so thick, again compared to my hand, it's really thick compared to a board, and the seam on them is a really big seam. So in order of punching through it, you can't just bap on it, you've really got to smash all the way through it, and you've got to be so accurate hitting it right on the line to be able to break this thing. Now sometimes with boards, people, you wouldn't say cheat, but they ease up and they do like a half break first and then a 3/4 break just to get used to punching through it. This doesn't really work with these. I mean, you can kind of do it. I guess it's worth having a try. I mean, it's going to be easier, but you're punching just a smaller and smaller little point. You've got to be so accurate. So it's really good to be able to move on to something else from boards and just have that extra level of difficulty and hardness with the bricks. Now, with most rebreakable stuff these days, most of it's made out of plastic, like hard plastic. These are no exception. These bricks are actually hollow inside, so it's not a solid bit of plastic, it's hollow. So I mean, it's makes it a bit lighter, bit sort of easier to use, but it is a very, very solid construction, so there's little chance of you like smashing this thing. It is designed to be hit repeatedly over and over and over. Now, like I said, you could try air braking these, just if someone's holding it up on the hand and air braking. I would love to see that. If you do have one of these and you've done it, drop a comment in, share emails. I'd love to see a copy of someone air braking one of these. I think realistically it's going to be on a fixed position breaking through this, because they are pretty tough to break, and like I said, you've got to be so accurate. But yeah, something like this brick is a really good thing to have in a demo. It's a very good showstopper. You know, I mean, it looks like a brick, it's obvious that it's a brick. The difficulty in breaking this, I guess, is something similar to a brick. Obviously, depending on bricks, they have a huge variation in sort of the brittleness and yeah, how hard they are to break. But it looks like a brick, so if you are doing a demonstration, then pulling out a brick is a real good sort of end to the show, or at least a very good part of the show. So what styles would use these? Like what styles tend to do a lot of destruction? Well, styles like Taekwondo are really known for doing destruction. Now, they tend to do a lot of kicking, so there's not that much punching, but I guess in the ITF styles they do a lot more punching than, say, WTF. You also see styles that in Bristol it's quite common, like Tang Soo Do, but I know in other places in the country it's not common at all, but they do a lot of breaking. Also, karate is really known for breaking, and especially in the films you see people breaking bricks, but yeah, a lot of demonstration, people are breaking bricks and paving slabs and whatnot. So yeah, training with a brick, getting used to the size of it, being accurate with it. I think if you could break through this, you'd have no problem hitting a brick. The only problem is just conditioning your hand. But to be honest, this is hard, so even hitting through this is going to hurt your hand and help you build up that sort of conditioning and resistance to the hardness. So as I mentioned earlier, we do have the yellow brick that's would say is an easier type of brick. It has a slightly less thick seam on it, so it's slightly easier to get through. Is this something that you want to get beginners on, start them off on a brick? Absolutely not. This is still like a serious challenge for anyone doing breaking. You want people to be able to break probably like a black grade breaking board first before they even attempt to break. This is something that you probably want to pull out in a black belt grade or someone that's really good at destruction will want to try a brick like this. It's not something that you'd start people off on. It's just too hard in terms of the material, and it's also too difficult and in terms of actually getting through the thing. So this is something for like an advanced level breaker. You start them off on this and then move up to the blue one. So like I said, it's very much similar to the size of a standard brick, but I'll just give you a few dimensions just so you know exactly what you're getting. So we're looking at 19.5 centimeters, around 7.5 inches. And then the depth, so this is I guess the breaking depth, is 2.5 inches or 6 centimeters. Now, just having a quick look at the weight, it weighs just under 400 grams. So again, very easy to hold, very light, no real problem holding it up for a training partner. I'm gonna not bother having a go at the yellow one and just go straight for the black one. I've actually never... What was it? Oh yeah. In my head it's like the black belt one.
Your fist will be black up.
Yeah, I think so. That's the worry. I'm not convinced about this at all. I've actually never broken one of these before. So I'm going to give it a whirl and just see how it goes. I'm not particularly confident. As I mentioned in the video earlier, which Mike wasn't here to listen to, there's actually no space at all to hold the thing. So it's very likely that I'm going to punch Mike's fingers to bits. Oh, I don't want to do it. Ah!
That is solid, isn't it?
So that wasn't very successful. Me and Mike have both busted our hands on this thing. So we're going to have a go. We're going to change tactics and we're going to have a go at breaking this on a surface like you'd normally break a brick. So most people breaking bricks will do it against like a solid surface, and we haven't got that very many in the shop, so I thought I'd do it on the edge of the desk right here so you can just see how it's done. Mike's had a few attempts. Go on, Mike. Ah, hasn't been that successful, so I'm going to give it a whirl and see if we can get through it. Yeah! Thanks very much. I hope the video is useful. I hope you learned loads about the breaking bricks we have at Enso. If you like this video, remember to subscribe to the channel. Get all the latest videos and updates from Enso Martial Arts. Thanks very much, and I'll see you soon. Cheers!